Good afternoon, and you're very welcome to Hastings Insurance McHale Park here, and thankfully the sun is out for our two county finals this afternoon. First up, it is Chomain against Islandeady in the Junior A final, the Royal Theatre and Hotel Junior final, and it is always keenly contested. Well, yesterday we were talking about the weather. It looks much brighter here in Castlebar this afternoon, and I'm delighted to be joined on co-commentary for the afternoon by John Mahan. John, Junior A football, it is passionate, it is about giving it all for the parish.
Well, I got a sense of the excitement on the way in here this afternoon, and bumping and mingling with Kilcommon supporters and Islandeady supporters, and I was lucky enough and privileged enough to be involved with Lahardon McHale's in 2017 when we won a junior championship, and I know the excitement it generated in Lahardon on that occasion was just something that I'll never forget, and I can only imagine we would have that kind of excitement either in Islandeady this evening and maybe tomorrow, and the same in Kilcommon. The chat on the streets is it's very, very hard to call the outcome of this game. Kilcommon, are an experienced side, having competed and challenged for honours last year. And but if we get anything like the intermediate final yesterday, we had a fantastic sense of excitement and a very close encounter yesterday afternoon. If we can replicate something similar this afternoon, I think we're in for a feast of a really good, entertaining game.
Well, he's certainly in good form this afternoon, John Mahan. Of course, he's one eye on the junior and two eyes on the senior with Westport and Ballina Stephenites coming up a little bit later. John will be doing analysis on that game as well. We'll have a quick run through the teams, and we'll start with Chomain. They're lining up in front of us here for the respect for our officials. Of course, the GA National Croke Park initiative now across the country, and the teams line up. We'll start with Chomain. One change on either team. In goal we have Cill O'Gallagher. Ivredo, that is the change. Seamus Mason does not start, and he's replaced by Shane O'Moran. Ivre 3, Brendan O'Moran, of course, the experienced fullback, 40 years, captained Chomain back in 2005. Hard to believe that he's still going strong. Ivre Cahir, Lurkin McGrath. Ivre Cuig, Owen McGrath. Ivre Shea, Seamus McIntyre. Ivre Ishacht, Lurkin McIntyre. Ilorna Porca, Luke O'Taig and Declan Murphy. The half-forward line, Shosavo Carduff, Joe Carduff, of course, Carduff Travel, one of the main sponsors of Mayo GA. That's their son Joe. Justin Healy at centre forward. I'm sure John will be talking about him throughout the afternoon. And Ivre Doyeg, Dara O'Moroku, and the full forward line, Mark Tighe, Derek O'Moran and Martin Garrity. Islandeady, well, they're in the green and black, their traditional colours. Mayo under-21 goalkeeper Brian O'Flaherty in goal. Full back line, Tom Gibbons, Peter Gordon and Liam Kine. The half back line, Dara O'Malley, Niall McCormack and Levi Barrett. Midfield, the experienced Peter Collins and Jamie Lally. And up front, Ivre Jah, Pat Carolan, Brendan Gibbons, and one change on the half-forward line. Johnny Dial does not start. He's replaced by Dermot Gibbons. And inside in the full forward line, Caelan Joyce, Dara Joyce and Liam Joyce, the two brothers in the full forward line. John, players to keep an eye out on in the first game?
Well, first of all, you do have to mentioning Justin Healy. He's obviously their champagne footballer. He's a guy that's been involved in Mayo panels in the past, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him here this afternoon. Peter Collins for Islandeady, their captain. He's been a stalwart for them down through the years, and it'll be interesting to see who wins that battle around the middle third, and that'll have a huge say in the outcome of this game. There is a breeze, and I think it's going to be favouring Kilcommon in the first half. Yesterday, similar breeze. In fact, it got quite strong later on the game, but that's going to favour, it would appear, is a Kilcommon in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see will they go direct. The refreshing thing about junior football in particular, Pierce, is the fact that teams don't play that ultra defensive style. I mean, they're not thankfully, from a spectator point of view, it's a more open, refreshing brand of football, and that makes a better spectacle for viewers watching it this afternoon. So let's hope that we don't see 15 behind the ball. Let's hope that they go more an orthodox style, and I suspect they will. And if we do that, I think John Finn here, who's refereeing and officiating this afternoon, will have an easy task. And nice to see the the element of respect being introduced this weekend in all championship games, because officials around the country are getting a tough time at the moment.
Well, John Finn has the Leroy in his hands and we're underway here. First attack for Peter Collins. He is a big, strong, bulky midfielder, 35 years of age. He's a psychiatric nurse here in Castlebar. His dad and uncles all played for Islandeady as well. Levi Barrett. The opening stages here. Islandeady playing into the Albany end. As John said, the breeze, if there is any breeze, it's slightly behind the backs of Chomain in the opening half. Shemi Lally goes forward. Difficult enough to see the numbers on Islandeady with their kind of stripes across their backs, but we'll do our best. Liam Joyce plays it out again to their captain Peter Collins. Islandeady on attack. It's very cautious and cagey in the opening minutes. Across it comes to Dara O'Malley. Looks up at the post, decides to go inside. Good bat across here to Caelan Joyce. But Kilchoman have plenty of defenders back. They have a man sitting on the edge of the D as well. So Islandeady just want to get a touch on the ball to all their players. Pitch here at Hastings Insurance McHale Park, it has held up so well after those two finals yesterday, the Junior B and Intermediate. Achill bringing home the Junior B title and Ballyhonus on the third attempt getting the Intermediate title. Good pass in to Pat Carlin, and Pat calls the mark just outside the 13 metre line, and this is the first chance for Islandeady. And interesting, he was going to kick it out with the kit hug, and now he has decided, well, I'll try the jazz hug, and off she goes, and it is an absolutely cracking score to get us up and going here, John.
Yeah, that's a wonderful mark, first of all, and Pat needy, and they had the retained possession right from the throw in and ended up getting a good score for themselves.
Well, he certainly backed himself. He says, I'll put the Kithog in the pocket for this one, and even though it would have suited it better, he slotted her sublimely with the right foot. Brendan Moran, what a stalwart, captain of Kilcummin back in 2005, and he has played pretty much every single game since for them. Of course, he works with Arrivo, one of our main sponsors here at Mayo GAA. His brother, two brothers are playing this afternoon as well. Shane coming in the full back line, and Derek in the full forward line. Speaking of Derek, he's out in front, has got possession, a lovely long direct ball into the full forward line. As John said, it's traditional football with Junior A, and it's lovely to see at times.
Absolutely. Luke Tighe, who was anchored himself, the big man there on the edge of the D for that attack, unfortunately for him, he failed to hold on to it.
Yeah, there will be a slippy ball here this afternoon. Goes inside to Shemi Lally. Two big strong midfielders for Islandeady. They would love to win this one. 2011 the last time, and a number of those players still here. In along the end line he comes. John Finn points towards the goal and blows his whistle. It has been good football, direct football.
Yeah, I have to say, yeah. I mean, obviously the more impressive side in the opening couple of minutes are Islandeady. They've managed to get nearly every player into possession, and that time driving at the Kilcummin defence, winning a free on the 20 metre line, but that swirling breeze is quite difficult.
Yeah, it's the second opportunity for Islandeady. Off she goes, and off she goes over the bar. That is a lovely score. Two early frees, and they're quite difficult. Dara Joyce, of course, we know he is their danger man. Good free taken from both sides, John.
I have to say that's a beautiful score as well. Yeah, again, kicked with great confidence, and it's great to see a team having free takers from both sides that can kick with authority and confidence. But that's a great start for Islandeady for sure. Dara
O'Malley looks up. He's out around the middle, and a good block there by Dara Murphy. Dara, of course, Muncher Scholahoosa Kildara, national school teacher, played excellent in the Comortas Pell na Gaeltachta. Kilchoman, of course, getting to the junior final in Littermore, beaten eventually after extra time by Fanet Gales on that occasion. That was back on the June bank holiday weekend, and they're still going strong here in the Mayo Junior Championship. Liam Kyle, an exciting young player, 19 years of age for Islandeady, slips it across to Pat Carlin. I'm sure John has in his time eating meat from Carlin's Meats. Well, Pat is a butcher. A lovely opportunity here for the corner forward, Caelan Joyce. And another excellent score from 36 yards out under the TV tower. John, that is impressive.
It's a super score. That is top class. Like, again, to see a player from Islandeady there kicking with such authority and confidence, a super score. I have to say, Kilcommon have been very, very slow at the blocks. They're really struggling around the middle third, and it's all Islandeady in the opening minutes.
Yeah, every kick out has gone astray for Keno Gallagher, so I'm sure that Paul McGarry will be concerned about that. Paul, of course, won an All-Ireland title with Ballina back in 2005 and played for many years. He'll be keeping an eye on the senior final as well. He's in his third year now with Kilchoman. Again, Islandeady on the attack. That direct fast ball in from Caelan Joyce right into the corner to Pat Carlin, another big tall player, big strong physical man. And again, John, it's probably on the soft side, but John Finn said there was a tug.
Yeah, and you just have to mention it there, Pierce, the physicality and strength of the Islandeady boys is very, very impressive. And in these conditions, a little bit slippy underfoot, and we just mentioned it off air before the game started here, that the physicality might be a telling factor. And you can see in that instance, Pat Carlin, who's opened very, very brightly, kicking a wonderful score early on, but he's started very impressively.
Another chance for Islandeady. This one goes to the right and wide. Dara Joyce there, 7 minutes played, Islandeady 3 points, Kilchoman forced to register a score. John, the pitch it's holding up very well after all the games.
Great credit to the staff here, they've done a wonderful job. It was a concern yesterday morning, but it's holding up exceptionally well.
Now an opportunity for Kilchoman. That's a great catch by Mark Tighe. Good kick out as well, gone over the defence, and there's Justin Healy with an effort, and that is Kilchoman's first wide. It's interesting, John, talking about Justin Healy. He hasn't trained with Kilchoman in the last 2 weeks. He had to get injections before the semi-final into his ankles. He's struggling with a lot of injury, and I'm sure he had to get some medical attention before today as well.
That's unfortunate. I wasn't aware of that, but it just gave you an indication of the breeze there. He pulled the trigger there for about 40 metres out, but it was a poor shot. Hadn't the necessary accuracy to register a point for Kilcoman, but that's unfortunate if that's true about Justin.
Dara Murphy plays it back out, and Kilcoman now set up, and a long direct ball in again into Derek Moran. Good catch and blocked down by Derek Moran, and that is their opening score. Derek Moran, the opening score, a good score. He swiveled inside, John, and got it over the bar.
A badly needed score for Kilcoman, but brilliantly taken by Derek Moran. He won that ball. It was coming with great pace, very strong from the right hand wing, but won it exceptionally well. I thought it might have gone over his head, but great score to get Kilcoman off the mark.
One of the three brothers, of course, Derek played back in 2005 as well. He got man of the match on that occasion. His brother Brendan tries to slice it through again to Justin Healy. Now he's gone into the edge of the square, Justin Healy, and Islandeady break out of attack. Again, that lovely long direct ball that John was talking about. Well, you mightn't see it in the senior game, but you'll see it here in the junior game. It's lovely to see Liam Joyce inside and plays the ball out to Caelan Joyce. Again, Islandeady steady themselves. Out to the centre forward, Brendan Gibbons. Gibbons looks up. Well, he thought about it, but he decided he would take it on. Brings it inside, close enough to the D. An opportunity for Pat Carlin now, out to Dara Joyce. He is their top scorer. Dara Joyce, 19 points he has scored in the championship to date, and they come attacking again, but a very good block there by Lurkin Mason. Out to the midfielder, Luke Tighe. He has an unusual face mask on and must have a face injury into Justin Healy. Lovely mark, but Justin takes them on. This is what he's excellent at. Turns inside to Derek Moore on the ground, and it's a brilliant goal. Well, Justin Healy, he could have taken the mark, took on two defenders, John, passed it to Derek Moore, and bang, into the back of the net.
Just an indication of their counter-attacking ability. That was a super score. Justin Healy won the ball brilliantly well. I thought he was going to tap it over the bar, but the timing of the run from Derek Moore was absolutely pitch perfect, and he just rolled into the back of the net. A great goal for Kilcoman.
Well, there's 10 minutes gone. Kilcummon certainly thought she had. They're now awake. They now lead by 1 point, 1 to 3 points for Islandeady. Islandeady come out. Their substitute who started, Jermid Gibbons, clears up on this occasion. Well, I know last year when Kilmina beat Kilcummon, they had to put 3 players back on Justin Healy. They stopped him eventually, but he had a super game in that final. Islandeady now slowing down the play. Liam Kine plays it across to Caelan Joyce. Left foot over to the corner again. They're very slow in their build-up on this occasion, Islandeady, and Kilcummon have plenty of players back, and that's what they just do. They turn it over. Dara Murphy goes down on it. 2 Islandeady players in close attention. Plays it across to Joe Carduff. Joe Carduff, and we know Carduff buses, they bring the Mayo teams all over the country. Joe, of course, son of the boss man himself, and he starts to move just like the buses down the wing again. He's available on the inside here if Owen McGrath sees him. Owen, a very good young talented footballer. Of course, he runs his own company, DE Sports in North Mayo. Good high ball in from Joe Mason, right in on the edge of the square. Derek Moore and Jason are in there. The ball is batted out. Islandeady in a little bit of trouble back there, but Niall McCormack tidies it up. Niall, a nurse down in Limerick. 2 nurses on the Islandeady team, Peter Collins and Niall McCormack. Again, Islandeady now have just slowed down the pace of the game. They realise that the faster it goes, the better it suits the inside Kilcummon forwards, and it has got a little bit laboured out around the middle. Brendan Gibbons now turns outside, and John Finn says a little tug and a little block there, John.
Yeah, but what it is, it's a very refreshing game of football so far. Lots of excitement in it, and both teams trying to play direct ball and direct football, which is refreshing. And Justin Healy, incidentally, for Kilcummon, has moved onto the edge of the square. He's now wearing 11, but he's anchored very much in on the edge of the square. They see him as a potent threat, particularly wind assisted, and he's great pace. So Kilcummon certainly will be bombing in lots of ball there, but he's low in stature. He needs a kind of a ball popped in front of him, but certainly he will cause consternation every time the ball comes in there. But that's just it gives an indication of their strategy here, wind assisters in the first half. But no, I have to say, look at in the opening minutes here, Pearson, I think you'll agree, it's been a very refreshing round of football, lots of excitement, and the crowd are very much engaged with it, which is something we mightn't witness later on. But this is typical junior football for you. Lots of excitement in it, and end-to-end football, orthodox style, and officiated very well so far by John Finn.
Brian O'Flaherty, well, he's only 18 years of age. He's renowned as a long free kicker, and that is a superb score. He's Islandeady's second highest scorer, 13 points in the championship. Dara Joyce has 19, and I'll tell you, when you have that in your locker, it's well worth using. 47 yards out, John, and he put it straight over the black spot.
I mean, that was impressive. I wasn't quite sure would he have the distance, but that is hugely impressive, and it was just razor-like, top class score. Again, great confidence, and great to see young Brian. Did you say 18 years of age? 18
years of age. He was in goal for the Mayo under-20s this year, and he obviously had a pretty difficult final. 2 goals went in on him late in the Connacht final against Sligo, but he has recovered brilliantly. Kilcummon on the attack. Lurcan Machathir, Lurcan Mason, has he an opportunity? Out comes Jason. 4 of them round him, 5 of them round him. They're watching him. Derek takes it off. Will the breeze bring this one in? She's hanging, but it looks like it's going to go out. No, it doesn't. Brian O'Flaherty is back there. Not alone is he a good free taker, but he has very safe hands as well. A young student. We'll certainly see him play for Mayo again, I'm sure. And down the wing come Islandeady. Back there is the Joe Mason, puts in a hefty tackle. Liam Joyce now recycles it. Islandeady are going backwards at the moment. Over on this side they have Caelan Joyce, an opportunity to attack, coming down the right side on this occasion. Inside, Caelan spots the runner, and off he goes. Shamie Lally gets the return pass, and in she goes with a poor effort. Is it going to hop inside? It just hops right in front of Keane Gallagher, and the Coolbara lets it fly out. Go Lorna Parka. Good hands out there for Islandeady, taken by their fullback Peter Gordon, and just pulled back, and John Finn says it's a free to Islandeady.
Yeah, I mean, brilliant hands here from Peter Gordon. But you mentioned Brian O'Flaherty. I'm hugely impressed with him so far, the Islandeady goalkeeper. Just so authority and confidence from a young man. And he's a big unit, and you're after mentioning he will play for Mayo. But I tell you, we're not short of good goalkeepers, and not alone, as you say, a good shot stopper with safe hands, but he can also kick 45s.
Yeah, and of course 2 good goalkeepers in the senior final with Paddy O'Malley and David Clark as well. A lot of people talking about a young Livingston and Brafey. John, I don't know if you have heard of him.
I have, of course, yeah. He was quite unlucky to be dropped, I think, for the semi-final, or quarter-final was it, but he had played all the league football. A very impressive young footballer for sure.
If you can keep Robbie Hinnelly out of the Brafey team, you must be good. So it's a good prospect for Kevin McStay to have all these. He was here yesterday. Stephen Rochford was here yesterday. Damien Mulligan was here yesterday, and I'm sure they'll be here again today. And it's lovely when you see, John, a junior player making a senior setup. But you've spoken before, it's really tough because the standard and the gap is so wide.
Yeah, but both these teams have experienced coaches and management teams. Most teams do these days, and if the coaching is good, the chances are a young player will flourish.
An opportunity in there by Mark Tighe. She goes into the right and wide. That's the second wide for Kilchoman. Just going back to that point, John, what does it take then for a junior player to step up to play for Mayo?
Well, I'm just making the point there that the coaches involved in both teams here this afternoon have been involved at senior clubs. You mentioned obviously Islandeady being coached by Paul McGarry, an All-Ireland medal.
Or Kilcommon.
Kilcommon, I beg your pardon. I mean, the standard coaching involved in both clubs there will be of a high standard, and a lot of these young lads are going to third level institutions where they're playing citizen football. There's no reason why a few of them shouldn't. He pulled that one poorly.
Yeah, poor effort from Derek on this occasion.
Not like him. That was not kicked with any bit of confidence at all. But no, that's the point I'm making there. A lot of young players now are going to third level institutions and they're playing citizen football, trench cup, etc. So they will get an opportunity to shine.
Yeah, third wide for Kilchoman. We're just gone into the 17th minute. Kilchoman, cool, August Cooling Awan. That's Kilchoman, 1 goal and 1 point. Islandeady 4. The sides are level here. 17 minutes played. Hastings Insurance, McHale Park. Islandeady now on the attack. Their manager, Shane Hopkins, on the far side, encouraging them along. High ball in, an opportunity here for Islandeady. Wow, what a fantastic goal. There was 2 defenders back there. They failed to clear it. The Islandeady corner forward, I think it was Liam Joyce. It was Liam Joyce that was in there when the ball broke. Well, he was first to react and he hit a pile driver into the back of the net, John.
Well, what an opportunist goal. Talk about taking the sweeper out of it. He did that in great style. I thought that was going to be a Kilcommon ball all the way. 2 defenders back there, but fair play to Liam Joyce. He went up between them, won the ball and had the authority to walk around the Kilcommon goalkeeper Cian Gallagher and right at the back of the net. A great goal for Islandeady.
Well, a great goal for Islandeady, but poor defending because they had 2 defenders back there. Brendan O'Moran was back there. They'll be disappointed for that to go in, certainly. Another opportunity here for Islandeady, and he's making the long stroll forward again, Brian O'Flaherty. 1-4 now for Islandeady, 1 goal and 1 point for Kilchoman. They started slow, Kilchoman, then for 7 minutes they exploded into the game, and now they have gone back out of it again. Well, this is the man that John Mahan likes. If he gets this one, he'll certainly like him a little bit more. 18 years of age, Brian O'Flaherty. 5 steps back, 35 metres out, a little bit to the right on this occasion, and off she goes. This one is trailing to the left and wide. Again, a poor wide, second wide for Islandeady.
Well, there's any such thing as a good wide, but he just pulled that. But and just look at him trotting back there. He's a big unit. He must be 6'3". I wouldn't like to be feeding him. He's he's a big unit for 18 years of age.
He's a big, strong man, yeah, and he has played really well so far. Unlucky for that one at tail off to the left, but there is a swirling breeze here, and they talk about it at the edge of the stands, that when you take a free and you're on the middle, it's quite easy to keep it online, but just when it gets out to the edge of the stands, that's when the ball starts to move and swerve, and it was obvious there that kick from Brian off to the left and wide. Now Kilchoman on attack on this occasion, but again Good defending back there. Martin Garrity slow to get out in front. The cornerback, tigerish Tom Gibbons gets the hand in, and Islandeady on attack. Pat Carlin, again a nice hand pass inside to the centre back Niall McCormack, close to the corner. He'll try and recycle this into the corner again. The inline Pat Carlin is in there on this occasion. Loads of defenders back for Kilcommon, but nobody leaving a hand. They're just standing off, kind of shadowing the players. I'm sure that the manager would like to get some contact on, and Islandeady spray it across the middle on this occasion. Again, it's a 50-50 ball. Referee says the defender, Mark Tighe, a forward for Kilcommon, just went in. The ball kind of slipped past him, and he caught the player Killian.
Yeah, he did. Mark, I thought Mark Tighe should have won that ball, but he hesitated and then came in with a lazy tackle. I think dropped his shoulder, and it was certainly a free all day long for Islandeady. But I just feel that the Kilcommon defence are just sitting back that little bit too deep. Fine, they've got their defensive strategy set up, but I just think it's about 4 or 5 metres too deep. They need to get out a little bit further towards the 45 metre line and press the Islandeady attackers. They're not doing that. They're all lurking back around the D. Too many of them just sitting back.
And when you have one of the most dangerous forwards in the county in on the edge of the square, I'm surprised that they're not trying to get that ball in fast. But as John says, they're just not pushing out, which means that the midfielders don't have those runners coming if they do get possession. We're just gone into the 21st minute. Kilcommon 1 goal and 1 point. Islandeady 1-4. So a 3-point lead for Islandeady at the moment. And Brian O'Flaherty places the Leroge on the 45. Well, he takes a very short run up to it. He has missed one, and he has kicked a monster one from outside the 45. This is his third effort. It's on its way. Again, this one is dragged to the left and wide. He has a nice low trajectory on it. It's the third wide for Islandeady.
Yeah, I'm just interesting there. I see that Kilcommon have parked, it is Kilcommon that have parked their big midfielder in on the edge of the square. And obviously they're just interchanging Justin from the half forward line into the full forward line. Now they're changing it again. They're putting in Luke Tighe, a big unit, and you would imagine they'll bomb him a few scuds on top of him to see how they fare.
Well, you spoke about it, John, before, that when you have a good player and you get to a county final, you got to get him into the game. There's no point in having him if he can't get on the ball, and they're doing everything in their power to get Justin Healy onto the ball. A drag back there, but the referee says he can play on a good high ball into the corner, into Luke Tighe. Doesn't catch it on the first occasion, but the referee calls it back for the free. He had given the free, then he allowed advantage after Mark Tighe punted it forward, but John Finn calls it back out round the middle.
It wasn't the type of ball that would favour Luke Tighe, a big unit, 6'3" or 6'4". Like ideally, you'd be kicking a diagonal ball. I mean, we all know in Mayo about diagonal balls and the consternation it can create for a big full forward. But bombing in a ball, for Luke Tighe in that scenario out to the corner does not really suit his, the qualities that he might bring to proceedings.
Jeglin O'Murchu, he is 46 yards out. He has a little breeze behind him. It's not going to make it, but it's going to land right in there. There's Healy again. Great shot. Blocks on the line by Brian Flaherty, but he caught it brilliantly. Justin turned, beat 3 defenders, but Islandeady cleared it. Goalkeeper was alert on his own goal line. Crossfield ball here right across his own goal, but gets away with it. He's a free man coming down this side under the TV tower. A nice ball out to Pat Carlin. Carlin slips it across to Brendan Gibbons, the centre forward. Crossing out to Peter Gordon, but as John said, you can see Kilcommon have all sat back. Islandeady allowed to come out freely. Peter Gordon is there again. The defence is set, but there's very few tackles going in, and Islandeady seem to have plenty of time on the ball. Pat Carlin on this occasion, and that one, well, she's not even going to go wide. She's going to be kept in by number 7 back there, Lorcan Machantir, and Lorcan fails to control it when he should have, and out for a 45. Yeah,
just a little bit sloppy there from both Islandeady and Kilcommon, and that's the situation. It was an up and under from Pat Carlin, a poor effort from him, but unfortunately for Kilcommon, Lorcan Mason, I think it was, that just should have caught the ball before the bounce, but he's given away a 45, and another opportunity for Brian O'Flaherty to improve on his 2 previous efforts.
Yeah, well, he has taken 3 already. He has his scoring rate, well, he'd be hoping to get this one, certainly. That would be 3 in a row that he has missed. They are difficult kicks, and
he's kicking into a stiff enough breeze. I'm just looking at the flags down to my left here on the Bacon End factory, and there is quite a stiff breeze, so he's kicking into a significant breeze. He's probably forcing it a little bit. He has no problem with the distance, but he's forcing them ever so slightly.
5 steps back again, a little shake of the hips, and off she goes. Brian this time, has he pulled it? Well, he certainly has got this one directly, a little bit to the left of the black spot, but third time lucky for Brian Flaherty.
Yeah, I mean, to have that in your locker, I mean, that was a soft one to concede by Kilcommon in a tight enough game. You know, that should never have resulted in a 45, but a great accuracy from Brian O'Flaherty again.
2 for Brian now, and 2 very, very good frees, and they were not easy out on the 45. The 2 that he scored, the 2 that he missed were a little bit nearer, but the angle was a little bit tighter, and again a poor ball for Kilcommon, kicked in that time by Joe Carduff.
He won't be pleased with that one, Pierce. You know, I don't know what he was trying to do there, but that was a hopeless ball. He just kicked it away. He didn't kick it to anyone else. But Kilcommon are really struggling to get Justin into the game, and that's a big problem for them. Like, I mean, he's floating in between the full forward line and the half forward line, and he's double marked as well.
Yeah, we know he is a good forward. He kicked 2-2 in the semi-final. He constantly racks up big scores for them. 5-13 in total he has scored in the championship. He's the second highest scorer in the junior championship. Matty Kane from Killala has 2-27. An opportunity here for Islandeady. The ball goes in, but it goes wide to the right. That was the substitute, Diarmuid Gibbons. It's their 4th wide as well.
Yeah, Pat Carlin here just on in front of us, who's playing right half forward for Islandeady. He's getting a lot of joy. His possession count in the first half is really, really high. He's won a lot of the ball. He seems to be free a lot of the times, and he's pivoting an awful lot of the attacks for Islandeady. Here he is on the ball again.
Yeah, he uses the left and right. I see that he comes down the wing a lot and causing a lot of trouble for Kilcommon. He's in possession again. Slips it across to Brendan Gibbons, but Kilcommon need to get Justin Healy into the play. He has 2 touches in the first half, and when you have a potential county star in attack, you need to get him into play. Good play by Dara Joyce inside. Does a little dummy to let the ball go over his head, and then comes outside to collect it again, but a poor hand pass. This is going to go astray. Joe Mason is there, gets a pretty heavy challenge, but this time John Finn has the hand up. He's going to play advantage at the moment because Islandeady have the Leroy, and he will call it back, I'm sure, if they don't make progress. He continues to let play go on. Again, the Mo Girock, a big high ball in. Brendan O'Moran is in there, and the punch out comes to Kilcommon. Brendan, what a stalwart. 2005 captained Kilcommon to the junior title. He was involved in 2013 as well when they won it in 2013. And a great player, going strong at 40. Now look at Justin. Look at the pace that this man has when he gets inside. Looks at the post, Justin Healy. But when he pulls the trigger, there was 3 Islandeady players after him, John. They know how dangerous he is.
Oh yeah, and the 3 Islandeady players had to choke out, and the Cill couldn't catch him. Like, I mean, the pace, the acceleration there was just awesome. That was a fantastic piece of play, and it deserved a score. But I mean, that's just a little indication in favour of the type of qualities that lad has. And if you can get him into possession with a bit of room in front of him, he would burn any defender. But unfortunately for him, that should have ended the score. But unfortunately there was no Kilcommon a teammate on his shoulder because he'd moved so fast. But unlucky for them. But that was just a joy to witness that kind of quality.
Yeah, he's very, very dangerous, but they just can't get him into the play in the first half. Can't get the ball towards them. They might get him in the last 5 minutes. 26 minutes gone, he's into Justin again. Well, he doesn't win it, but he causes mayhem in there. Derek O'Moran has it now. Justin is back up on his feet again, plays it across, this time to Joe Mason, a big, strong, burly centre back. He's going to take it on. Joe looks at the post. This looks really, really good, and there Flaherty is again. Flaherty breaks out to Justin, picks it on the first attempt, turns. Oh, well, a poor effort by Justin on this occasion. He kind of let the ball go on the turn, John, and a poor wide. There's 6 wide wide.
Yeah, and I don't know what Justin was trying to do there. Obviously, he pivoted and swung a boot at it and went harmlessly wide. But I think he would be best to have the just a little bit more composure and recycle that ball. It could have ended a point for Kilcommon. But yeah, very, very well dealt with though by Ryan O'Flaherty again initially.
Great catch by Brendan O'Moore, and they've moved him out now to centre back. He's a real playmaker. Kilcommon now come on the attack. They have upped the ante again in the closing stages. 29 minutes played. Brendan is inside to Joe Mason. Another opportunity for Kilcommon on this occasion. Mason gets it up and over the bar. He hits a shoulder to the Islandeady centre back as well, to say you can have one of them as well. A big strong centre back driving forward and a good score.
Well, look, I mean, the leadership he's displayed there, like, I mean, that's two long bursting runs. I see him just on his knees there now at the moment, coming up to half time. That was inspirational. When you're looking for a bit of leadership, when your forwards are just starting ticking, yeah, he's out of gas there at the moment, just taking a little breather. But a wonderful inspirational score for Kilcommon. Badly needed.
Yeah, well, we had a blistering start to the game. There was a little lull in midway through, kind of a tactical play from both teams, very slow in their build-up, but it has come up to life again in the closing stages. We're just gone past the 30-minute mark. 2 minutes of extra time, we've been informed. John Finn has told the fourth official. Again, another chance for Kilcommon. Is this one going to make it? Right over the bar she goes. Well, that's a wonderful, wonderful score from way out under the stand. We'll wait till the player turns around. Derek O'Moore, I think it was, that got it over the bar.
Yeah, incredible score. Outside the right foot from the right under the stand there. An amazing score. Not quite sure whether it might be a square ball, but nonetheless it's flagged and it deserved to be. But Joe Mason is moving again. He took a breather there for a minute after a couple of lung busters.
1-2 now for Derek O'Moore. Of course, three brothers. Shane came into the start. Chance for Islandeady here to go forward. The referee calls it back. He's going to let that one stand, definitely. Advantage given to the corner forward. A good attack for Islandeady. Came down under the stand. Turned the corner forward in the corner. I think it's Caelan Joyce in that side that got it, but a good score for Islandeady to come back into this game.
Yeah, great response for them. Like, I mean, that's real quality to respond to an inspirational score that Kilcommon had just put over the bar moments earlier. Yeah, but the game has opened up now in the last couple of minutes of this half.
Yeah, Dara O'Murrochu, as I said, the Moonshire Sculla, who Kildara travelled down. We'll talk about it in a minute, but when you hear where all the Kilcommon players are, John, you'll be saying, how do they have a team? They have a player working in Aberdeen, that's Lurcan Mason. They have a player in Manchester, Martin Garrity. Mark Tighe, their corner forward, well, he's working in Eindhoven. I'm not sure, Eindhoven, is it in Germany or is it in
thank God for Shell, that's all I'd say.
Eindhoven, of course, a long way away from Kilcommon, and players in Donegal and Cork as well. Paul McGarry actually was telling me that they have to train in Athlone. They only have 6 players down in Glenamoy training. Islandeady again, a kind of a Hail Mary pass in from their midfielder Shamie Lally, and surely Kilcommon will tidy this one up at the back, and they do. Referee John Finn has blown the half-time whistle. It has been very enjoyable. A blistering start, a little bit of a lull as we said midway through, and the last 5 minutes again really, really exciting. 3 points between the teams as they head down the tunnel here at Hastings Insurance McKill Park. Islandeady 1-6, Kilcommon 1-3. John, your thoughts on the opening half?
I think Islandeady have played the better football. They deserve to be 3 points in front, and of course they've got that breeze in the second half, which would be a concern and a worry for Kilcommon. Kilcommon haven't really fired. Derek Moore, of course, has ended up with 1-2, but Justin Healy has been well held. Like, I mean, he's double marked. They're playing, Islandeady are playing a sweeper in front of him, and every time he gets at the ball, with that one exception where he just left them for dead with his power and pace and his quality. But yeah, it would be a concern for Kilcommon. I would be worried going into the dressing room. They're playing against the breeze in the second half. I just see that Islandeady in front of us have decided to let Kilcommon into the dressing room. They're waiting out there, but right now you have to say Islandeady are in a really, really strong position with that wind in their backs, and they've got a big, strong physical team. They're playing exceptionally well. They look really, really energised and fit, and they are a threat. And particularly with that physicality, you would imagine the second half they will go direct. And when they went direct against the breeze in the first half, they ended up getting joy, with that ball that should have been cleared by Kilcommon, the full back line, 2 defenders marking the full forward. Who scored the goal? Liam Joyce. Yeah, so you would imagine in the second half, Islandeady, with their big, strong men that they have, they'll anchor one of them in the full forward line and go direct. just right now, Pierce, I have to say it's Islandeady's to lose.
Half-time here at Hastings Insurance McHale Park. We'll be back shortly. The half-time score, Islandeady 1 goal and 6 points. Chomain 1 goal and 3. You're very welcome back to Hastings Insurance McHale Park for the second half of the TF Royal Theatre and Hotel Junior A football final. Our referee and our officials are back out on the field. John Finn is out there. John from Mahamore, of course. John Glavey as well. And Frank Flynn, our fourth official, Ronan Goran. John, as Cill Chomain come back out on the field, we were talking about the importance of the centre forward Justin Healy. If you were the manager, how would you get him into the game?
Well, it's difficult because quite early he's been targeted by Islandeady. He's been double marked, and so what you got to do is a little bit of patience and just a little pop pass instead of bombing scuds down on top of him. He did play in on the edge of the square for a period in that first half, and he's not a big, strong, physical guy. His talent is his low trajectory, very, very quick and pacey, and you would think for that reason he's more suited to the half forward line. We got a little taster of the qualities that he has when he just he pulled the afterburners there, left a couple of Islandeady players for dead. Unfortunately for him, a little bit hasty in pulling the trigger. He should have maybe put on the brakes, recycled the ball, and would have ended in an inspirational score. But he has talent. You mentioned, I think, off air there that he has struggled with ankle injuries, and you can see that he's not firing 100%, but you can see little caveats of the qualities that he has. He is an exciting prospect for sure. But other than that, Derek Moran has played really well for them. A goal and two at full forward, and but unfortunately for Kilcoman, they didn't deal with that goal threat. The bomb into the square, which resulted in a goal for Islandeady, and you would suspect that they've got to tidy that up in the second half and maybe get a big unit in there, because I do suspect that Islandeady will go direct in the second half, wind assisted, and they'll be bombing in lots of ball into the edge of the square because it has worked for them in the first half. Kilcoman will throw caution to the wind here. They have nothing to lose. They're 3 points down. They know they really haven't fired. They've been a little bit disappointing. Playing with that breeze, they would have expected a little bit more. To find themselves 3 points down playing against the breeze, it's a real test of the resilience and character now. See, can they come out and get the like of Justin Healy into the game? Just don't force it. Maybe peg it back. The first 5 or 6 minutes are absolutely critical. They get a point or two and just eat into that 3-point deficit that they have. But I certainly wouldn't rule them out because they have a lot of experience. I was talking to a brother of mine who's sitting at home recuperating this afternoon, and he suggested that maybe Kilcoman they were probably a little bit better a couple of years ago, that this might have just passed them by. A few of them, you talk about the age profile of a number of the players. Brendan Moran at full back, who's playing really, really well, incidentally. I had him involved at under 21 many moons ago. He's a real talent for sure, but it's a real test for them now. But Islandeady, big strong team. Conditions are really good this afternoon. I have suspected lots of wind and rain. We haven't got that, and incidentally I've just seen, it was pointed out to me here earlier on that Jercaf was out doing a few shuttle runs earlier on. That'll be an interesting one. There is a rumour circulating that Kieran Tracy, who's returned from Dubai, he was back for the semi-final, might be togging out here again this afternoon for Ballina, and don't rule out maybe a little cameo from Jercaf, the widely experienced full back that might end up at some juncture in the game picking up Kevin Kane for Westport. But anyway, that's
we'll discuss that a little bit later. Mike Finnerty in commentary with John for the senior final. Talk that could Owen McLaughlin feature as well, and rumour out there that Mikey Murray will start at midfield as well. The leerage is in the hands of John Finn, and up she goes and on we go. First free for Islandeady. Substitution. Substitution on the Islandeady team. The player gone off is Caelan Joyce. The ball into Dara Joyce. We'll pick that up in a second when we get the player that has come on. Dara Joyce plays it out to Brendan Gibbons. Paul Cochran is the player that has come on, number 20 for Islandeady, replacing the corner forward. Ball sprayed across by Shamey Lally. That's a good pass. There's the substitute that has come on, Paul Corcoran. Looks lively in the early stages, and back out it goes to Peter Collins. Well, he's 35 years of age. An opportunity here for Kilcoman to dispossess, but the ball doesn't go to hand. Brindal No More on is over there, and the Wireleo Fox gives a little push, and the sideline official John Glavey says it is an Islandeady sideline ball. Conditions are absolutely perfect now. The breeze is picking up a little bit, as John said, and it's certainly aiding Islandeady in the second half. A nice pass forward to Dara O'Malley. Dara breaks past the first challenge, continues with his run. He's tracked though by Dara Murphy. Across she comes now to Diarmuid Gibbons. He started the first half in place of Johnny Dial. We'll probably see Johnny at some stage into Dara Jice. A good ball, breaks to the corner back. Liam Kine plays it across. An opportunity for Islandeady, and that is an absolutely brilliant score. Well, their midfielder, Chomain Lally, he was involved in that throughout. From midfield, kept on running. A lovely pass across from Liam Kine to Chomain Lally, and Chomain burst the back of the net.
I did. They were queuing up. Islandeady had two players lurking inside, and it was the big midfielder Chomain Lally who rifled the back of the net. He made a fantastic run from middle of field, but yeah, that's a killer blow for Kilcommon. They would have been hoping to get out to a positive start, but for Islandeady to hit the onion bag so early in the second half, it's an absolutely travesty for Kilcommon for sure.
Yeah, 32 minutes played here. We had a nearly goal after 9 minutes in the first half. That came to Derek O'Moran for Kilcommon. The second goal coming after 17 minutes. Well, literally 2 minutes into the second half, we have our third goal from the Islandeady midfielder Chomain Lally. That pushes them now 6 points in front. It's 1-3 for Kilcommon, 2-6 for Islandeady. They're certainly in the driving seat at the moment, and Kilcommon playing into that breeze. The ball sprayed across from Mark Tighe, the man that is studying physiotherapy in Eindhoven in Holland. Plays it out to Brendan O'Moran, back to Mark Tighe again. Nice sweet left Kitog plays the ball across. Now Islandeady have every single player behind the ball. A good shot in by Joe Mason. Joe Mason will be called back because the referee had his love in the air and said he's going to give an advantage, and it's going to be an opportunity for Kilcommon. But I hope, John, that Islandeady don't try and protect a lead 3 minutes into the second half. They had every single player behind the ball at that stage.
They had two banks of five from the half, from their midfield section all the way back, playing lots of sweepers. They feel like, if they don't concede a goal, it's going to be very difficult for Kilcommon to win this game from this position. But certainly they have instinctively retreated and sat back loads of sweepers. But let's hope that doesn't destroy what has been a good spectacle so far.
That's a really good effort from Declan O'Murrough, right on the 45. An excellent score from the midfielder. Well, the goalkeeper for Islandeady, Brian O'Flaherty, has kicked 2. That's an excellent score from Declan O'Murrough from midfield. Yeah,
badly needed. Yeah, lovely striker of the ball for sure. Yeah, and there has been some real quality kicking in this game. But a badly needed score for Kilcommon just to keep them in touch.
Well, we can see the strength of the breeze. Brian O'Flaherty kicks the ball down to the other 65, but right there is the man that has worn his heart on his sleeve. Joe Mason continues to go forward, driving forward, a big strong. The hand is up from John Finn. He got a tug on the way through. He's going to call it back, John, but you've been impressed by him.
Joe Mason has been superb for them. I just saw him. He took just before half time. He was down on his knees after a couple of long bursts and inspirational runs, but he is providing great leadership here to Kilcommon. He's been fantastic, eye-catching performance for him, and just driving down the heart of the Islandeady defence here and winning another free for them. But he's been quite magnificent and displaying the kind of leadership you'd like to see a few more of the Kilcommon boys now stepping up and mirroring what he's been doing for them this afternoon.
He's been absolutely outstanding. Declan O'Murrough, another opportunity for him. This one is looking good also. Right in on the edge of the goal. The ball hops out of the hands of Brian O'Flaherty, and a little toe poke in there. I think it was Justin Healy. Referee said that the goalkeeper was fouled, but I'll tell you, he was very, very lucky because the ball slipped out of his possession.
Yeah, Brian O'Flaherty, who's been fantastic, a big unit, and that one was just at that space, just over the. I think he might have been sailing over the bar, slipping over the bar, and he just failed to hold it, but could have ended up in the back of the net.
Another massive kick out by O'Flaherty, but again Joe Mason, well, he's a Muncher skull up in Kildare, and I'll tell you, the students will be impressed if they get to watch this, because he has dominated there at centre back for Kilcommon. Good hands, good running, good foot passing as well from Joe Mason. Now Islandeady at last get a hold of the ball, and they're tacking down the stand side. Good opportunity here for Islandeady. The ball into their centre forward, Brendan Gibbons, flicks it across into the corner. He was in a better position himself to go for it. Here's the substitute, a long way out for Paul Cochran. In round the house she goes again. Up goes the fist of Dara Joyce. Well, when they get that ball in fast and high in front of the goal, it always causes trouble. A good score for Dara Joyce.
You can see what their strategy is, as I suspected, just bombing it in on top of the square. They obviously, Islandeady, that is, have identified a little vulnerability in the Kilcommon full back line. We saw an example of it there, but a good score for Dara Joyce that punched it over the bar.
Yeah, big impact from Paul Corcoran as well. He has set up a good score and won 2 good balls out under the stand. Another good ball won here by Niall McCormick, their centre back. Breaks down along the right hand side. Kilcommon have plenty of bodies over there. They're probably going to get an advantage if he doesn't get it away. He has got it away. Out to Peter Collins, their captain. Fumbles it, but a kind of a lazy swiping tackle, and John Finn correctly points towards the goal for a free. Taken quick down to their centre back and move down along the wing. Liam Joyce comes in along the end line, plays it out again. Again, Kilcommon have plenty of players back. The ball goes across to Brendan Gibbons, turns inside. 4 Kilcommon defenders back there. Surely they'll be able to get this one out. He still has it. He's working hard. Sprays it out to the corner to Liam Joyce. Across she comes again to Paul Corcoran. Plenty of defenders back there to swallow up Paul Corcoran, and that's just what they do. Kilcommon. Out they come. Brendan O'Moran plays it across here to Owen McGrath. An excellent hurler, McGrath also. Down along the line it comes to Dara O'Murku. Dara, a fast, pacey wing forward, normally plays at centre forward, but he's on the half forward line today. And a nice ball inside to Derek O'Moran. It's not Derek O'Moran, it's Martin Garrity, and Martin Garrity turns. Well, that's a lovely score. Good pass from Dara O'Murroch, right in front of Martin Garrity, turned onto the kithug and popped it over the bar.
Yeah, it was just a real quality football from Kilcommon, and it just gives an indication of they can play exciting brand of football. But that was played with great vision, head-up football, and a fantastic little pop into Martin Garrity, and he kicked a sweet point off his left. That was a wonderful score for Kilcommon.
Yeah, lovely score, and some excellent football again. We got a great start to the first half. It's great stuff at the start of the second half as well, and really the pace has picked up again. That lovely style that we were talking about, John, saying junior football, the Mo Girach, a traditional style, letting it go forward, and great defending. This is a good game now. Hope it continues. Brendan O'Moran comes out with it, dragged back there by Pat Carlin, and John Finn says, lads, Togare, take it easy, and he's going to give the free out to Brendan plays it back to his goalkeeper, swallowed up there by Dara Joyce, a little bit overzealous in the tackle. And this man really impressive now at the start of the second half. We know he's a good footballer. Dara Murphy plays it across, this time to their corner forward Mark Tighe. Well, he comes a long way for training, and he's heading a long way towards the Islandeady goal. He's still going, and John Finn again calls it back. John, the start of the second half, there has been some superb football and really fast open football.
Yeah, great honesty by both teams. They're really working hard. Like, I mean, there's no one being left isolated in possession, and I have to say it's been fantastic. And Kilcommon have responded really well to a difficult situation, conceding that goal in early the first half, and they're playing a lovely brand of football, working extremely hard, particularly the heart of their defence. Joe Mason and Brendan Moran have been absolutely superb for them. I mean, they're driving the Kilcommon forward now at every opportunity, but they're just what's in it? Is there is it 1-6 to 2-7?
Yeah, 1-6 Kilcommon, 2-7 to Islandeady. And again, as John said, even the free there was taken fast. Nobody hanging around here. The Pete MacDonald Cup, of course, Pete played with Westport before he went to London. The Pete MacDonald Cup will be presented. It is a beautiful trophy. A big cup will be presented to the winners this afternoon. Islandeady with 3 junior county titles, Kilcommon with 2, so they would be very eager. Derek O'Moran now with this free, way out under the stand, lets it off. She looks pretty good, and indeed the umpires are, well, he's going to wave the hands wide. It just fell short on the left hand side. That is their 7th wide now, Kilcommon. 5 in the first half and I think 2 in the second half, so a little bit of inaccuracy as well.
Well, look, he should have gone short with that one. In hindsight, I didn't think he'd kick it there into the breeze. He should have possibly a little pop short and maybe gone for a 1-2, but yeah.
Well, Brian O'Flaherty certainly has a boot on him. Here comes their midfielder Shamey Lally. This is another good effort for Shamey. He burst through. Well, Brian O'Flaherty, he must have kicked that ball 60-70 yards way out over midfield. When it broke to Shamey Lally, he burst through, but he just didn't settle his feet, and he kicked their fifth wide.
Well, it was the timing of his run. I mean, he anticipated the breaking ball from the centre half forward position, and he got a lovely pop pass, and the thing just opened up in front of him. A little bit more guile and experience, he would have carried that ball a couple of yards further and maybe into the score. He was a little bit hasty with his shooting, but I mean, Islandeady have that kind of quality and talent, and their after shoulder running is nearly spot on. But but it appears it's been a very, very entertaining game of football, and I just love the way that Kilcommon have responded to the challenge exceptionally well, and you'd like to see them get it, if they could bring it back another point or two, who knows, we might have a bit of drama and excitement going down the home stretch.
Well, another substitution for Kilchoman. Luke Tighe is gone off, and into the team comes Dahi Machantul, David Walker, the son of the Mayo PRO, John Walker. He's gone into the edge of the square. He was very effective when he came on in all of their games to date. Himself and Martin Garrity were two impact subs. We'll see what he can do this afternoon. Out comes Brendan O'Moran, the man that's 40 years of age, captained Kilcoman back in 2005, played under 21 with John Mahan at one stage. Two brothers playing as well this afternoon, Shane at cornerback and Derek at corner forward. The father, of course, Kieran, involved in the club for years. An opportunity here now for Kilcoman. That's a good ball in from Declan O'Moroku, but again she's gone to the left and wide. It's their 8th wide. Poor effort from Jeglon.
Yeah, I mean, that's just shot selection is so critical in the modern game. Should have maybe recycled, gone for a short pop pass, maybe take it back, and just shooting from outside the range. So they're playing into a stiff enough breeze.
The score here now, Kilchoman 1-6, Islandeady 2-7. Islandeady on the attack. That's surely a free. Just when he was about to pull the trigger, Paul Corcoran, the leg and the arm and kind of the shoulder came across him, and John Finn points towards the post. Paul Corcoran has been very impressive, John. Yeah,
he's been really playing really well. Another talking point, I suppose, Pierce, is the fact that Justin Healy, I don't think he's touched the ball in the second half, maybe once, but Islandeady have really done a fantastic job in nullifying his score threat, and they've managed to keep him completely out of the game. And I'm quite sure he's playing on the edge of the square right now, lurking in around the full forward position. But certainly the fact that you mentioned he had a couple of injuries over the last couple of months might be hampering his performance. Good score there from Dara Joyce, straight up and over the black spot. That pushes them out further in front. Kilchoman 1-6, Islandeady 2-8. That's 3 now for Dara Joyce. He is a good player in there. That is his second from a free, 1 from play. Kilchoman Coolborough, a good low kick out as well, but 3 Islandeady players are heading towards it and no Kilchoman player. Islandeady gathered possession. Good play back there by Dara O'Malley. Plays it to the cornerback, Liam Kine. Very impressive. Liam Kine set up the goal for Shamey Lally, and off she goes to the fullback, Peter Gordon. Again, as John says, Kilchoman sitting very, very deep, letting Islandeady have possession out round the middle. That man we spoke about again, Paul Corcoran, right in. Could have been a good ball, but it's whizzed over the head of Liam Joyce and out and wide it goes. That is another wide for Islandeady. That is their 6th wide, so a lot of poor shooting on both sides. The conditions are good. It is a little bit blustery and breezy, John, but you'd expect the accuracy to be a little bit better. Yeah. I mean, poor shot selection. It's all about getting your good shooters on the end of passes and movement, and let them do what they're good at. I call them champagne footballers, but no, Kilcoman have got to push up. I mean, they're sitting a little bit too deep at the moment, and they realise the clock is ticking. They're 5 points down, and they've got to go for it. And I think they need to be a little bit more adventurous. Get a couple of guys more up into the half-forward line, and there's, as I say, Justin Healy. He's really running around chasing Islandeady players on his own up there at the moment, and very, very frustrating afternoon for him.
Yeah, as John said, he hasn't touched the ball in the second half, and that is disappointing because we know how dangerous he is. Dara Joyce here out in front gets a nice hand pass into Brendan Gibbons, a goal opportunity here for Brendan. Does the right thing, looks up at the post and slots a lovely, lovely score, and a score that came under a little bit of pressure as well.
Yeah, but Dara Joyce is a real handful in there for the full back line. He's the target guy. He's winning a huge amount of possession. He's a very robust type of a full forward, and winning a huge amount of ball in front of his man marker, who's really struggling, Owen McGrath. But yeah, he's certainly getting his hands a lot of ball, and there's great support runners coming off his shoulder, and he's smart enough and intelligent enough to let the ball off and playing really well for Islandeady.
Well, here he goes again, Joe Mason. He is a powerhouse at centre back. He has travelled now 40 yards, but a poor solo. He loses possession, and out comes Paul Corcoran. Now the substitute on the Chomain team, John Flannery, has come on for Shane O'Moran. Advantage played into the corner into Liam Joyce. Good ball, but no runners coming off the shoulder for Islandeady. Plenty of defenders back there, and we saw it in the Junior B as well, that the direct ball is a good ball for junior football, but you need to have fitness, and you need to have runners putting it in, and not having someone coming to help you. It's not a lot of good.
Yeah, I just go back there to Joe Mason's last run. He ran about 50-60 metres. Unfortunately for him, that support that he needed wasn't off the shoulder, and I just see the head begin to drop ever so slightly. He's put in a huge shift, and coming down the home stretch, I'm sure the legs are feeling a little bit weary. Their heads are beginning to drop ever so slightly. The Kilcullen boys, they haven't managed to get their star performer into the game. So yeah, it's a difficult task now for Kilcullen.
6 between the sides, and we're into the 50th minute. Kilcullen 1-6, Islandeady 2-9, and they turn over another sloppy ball. Brendan O'Moran caught now out of position.
Could it be a black? Could it be a black?
Yeah,
technically it is.
Yeah, it's a very poor tackle, kind of a swing around, and on Rachel, well, he heads over, and I'm sure John will take his time and make the right decision. He's talking to the player, and it is a black card. Well, we've been talking about him. He was tired. It was a lazy tackle, and Joe Mason heads for an early shower.
Yeah, I mean, a huge element of frustration. You can see the body language in the last couple of moments that resulted in that, that kind of a drag down. He's a frustrated figure. He has thrown everything into this game, and realised, I suppose, that the game is up for Kilcullen, and to suck a black with 10 minutes to go, you think that's the end of the road for Kilcullen. Yeah,
Brian O'Flaherty with an opportunity. He is a long way from home. He's a long way from the goal as well, and takes this free, puts it in around the house. Defenders back there doing well, and Kilcullen come out of it, but the kind of zip has gone out of their play in the last while. They've struggled to get the ball into their attack, and they've struggled to get the ball to their main man, Justin Healy. A nice pass there from Sean O'Flannery. Sean plays the ball forward. Now here he has it, but look at it. Off the ground by Justin. Well, it was a 50-50 call, but Islandeady, as John said, they were getting back the artillery, 3 players around him, and he didn't even have the ball, so they're not going to let him score in the closing stages if they can. Islandeady now come down the left hand side. Pat Carlin very close to the sideline, and across to Brendan Gibbons. Last man to score, and he got a good score, and you can see now Islandeady holding on to possession. Paul Corcoran, a good ball across. He's been very impressive since introduced. A nice hand pass into Shamie Lally and Peter Collins. Peter Collins goes for it. This is a monster score from the captain. Well, when you want the man to stand up, no better man than 35-year-old Peter Collins, their captain.
I mean, look at all the energy is with Islandeady. I mean, they feel that this game won, and funnily enough, the energy that just comes from knowing and sensing victory is an amazing sense in itself. And Islandeady are absolutely bubbling here at the moment. You feel like they're home and host here, and lots of inspirational football. When you see Peter Collins landing a bomb like that, well, how could they lose? But Islandeady, they're just a physicality, and their fitness levels are very, very high, and a lot of big men.
Yeah, a lot of big men and a lot of men over 6 foot. A substitute on the Kilchoman team. Adam O'Connor has come in from Martin Garrity in the forward line. Owen McGrath, well, he will try might and main, and here goes Justin. But it just will not happen for him today. The ball bobbles, hits his elbow, hits his shoulder, and loses control. And Islandeady come again. Well, they will be delighted with their second half performance. And in particular, that man at full forward, Dara Joyce. He has worked his socks off. He has won a lot of dirty ball in and set up scores as well. Well, he flicks it over the head on this occasion. Is he going to get another score? Pulls the trigger. This time it is Brendan Gibbons. Well, he has got the last score as well. Himself and Dara Joyce have been very impressive second for him.
I mean, that's as good as you've seen. See him flicking the ball over the defender's head, running onto it, and yeah, that's a great score. It's all Islandeady, but that's a piece of class, and you know, what's ingenuity there, and just his thought process and his intelligence to do what he did there. Super scorer.
Yeah, it's a lovely score and a lovely team score as well. 6 minutes to go. Islandeady look home and hosed 2-11. Kilchoman 1-6. Islandeady on the attack again. Nice hand passing and lovely control of the ball as well. Good structure, well organised team. Shane Hopkins will be delighted. Of course, Islandeady have 3 titles. They won it back in 1974, 1985 and 2011. They have waited a long time to get back to win the Pete McDonald Cup. Again, Dara Joyce, well, he's going to look at the post, and from 46 yards out he takes a pot shot and over to the right and wide it goes. That is their 7th wide, John.
Yeah, I mean, he can afford to do that. Like, I mean, at this juncture, there's a shot. If it goes over, great. If it doesn't, what the hell? A wide is nearly as good as a score, to say. But yeah, like, I mean, Islandeady are really, really imposing themselves and have imposed themselves with that early goal in the start of the second half, and they've been the dominant team throughout here. Kilcommon will be a little bit disappointed with the performance, and that said, Islandeady, you know, 2-11 to 1-6 ahead. They've been really, really impressive, and they're just rolling out the bench now, giving everyone a taste of what will be a champagne occasion for them.
Yeah, he didn't start. He was named to start. John Dial has come on for Pat Carlin, and number 24, Kieran Gallagher, has come on for Liam Joyce. Liam Joyce, of course, got that wonderful goal after 16 minutes in the first half. 8 between the sides. Kilchoman 1-6, Islandeady 2-11. Is there a late flurry in the Gaeltacht men? Well, if Levi Barrett has anything to do about it, they're not going to score again, and they have plenty of players free all over the park, spraying it around now from left to right. The fullback Peter Gordon, again another big, strong, physical player, and John Finn says that he kind of went in with the shoulder there and has given the free to Kilchoman.
Yeah, there's a guy that has really caught my eye, Peter Gordon, that full back we just talked about now. He did lead with the elbow there, and it was a free against him for charging, but he's been very, very impressive, and I'm, you know, there's lots of good talent right around the pitch. Islandeady, and you know, another man at full forward there, Dara Joyce, Brendan Gibbons, really, really played excellent football for them, and just around the middle third they've been strong and forceful and won a lot of ball.
Yeah, Justin Healy is out round the middle now. He is their captain and leader. He'll try his best to get them into it. And here comes Brendan O'Moran, the man that's 40 years of age, plays a nice ball out into the corner. She goes right in there is Adam O'Connor. A turn from Adam O'Connor and a lovely score from the substitute.
Yeah, that's a nice score. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a token at this stage for them, but you know, fair play to Kilcommon. They haven't dropped their heads. They're battling away, and but they know the game is up here. But yeah, a sweet score for sure.
Yeah, 3 minutes to go here. We haven't been told yet will there be extra time. Ball out round the middle again, but Kilcommon just standing and not moving towards it. They should have won it, but Islandeady gather it and then hold on too long. Now here he is, Justin Healy. You'll see the pace he has, and well, he has done a good job, Tom Gibbons. He has stayed tight on him. The ball goes into David Walker, but the full-back is in there, does really, really well. Jermith Gibbons, and with a little bit of support, they get the free out. Again, nice pass out to Tom Gibbons. He's played really, really well on Justin Healy. again out along the side she comes, this time to Liam Kyle. Their full back line has been very, very solid all throughout. We're just ticking now into the 2 minutes to go in normal time, and Islandeady in the driving seat here, doing really, really well. John will be picking his man of the match in a little while. I'm sure there'll be some contenders on both sides. Majority will be on the Islandeady team, I'm sure. Again, another fast ball into the corner, into the substitute in there, Keane Gallagher. Well, he's working hard to get it, and the referee says that Lurkin McGrath was fouled in a 50-50 challenge. Alan Mills now driving forward, a man that played underage with Mayo, a good player and a stalwart for the club over many years. Back to Mills again, plays it across, this time to the corner forward Mark Tighe, and Mark looks up inside, again nice ball inside to Adam O'Connor. Good player, good young player. He's come down along the inside. He's got 1 point already. Plays it across to Brendan O'Moran and Justin Healy. Healy, off he goes. And again, well, I know it's frustrating, but Islandeady are probably doing what they have to do. A fast free taken into David Walker, breaks inside, but I'm sure John Finn is not going to call it back. He allowed the advantage to go. But John, it's tough on Justin Healy. They are man marking him like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, look, I mean, of course, Islandeady now have just set up the roadblock at the full back line, and there's no way through for them. Of course, Kilcommon are looking for the goal, which you suspect they won't get because there's so many bodies back there. But a little bit frustrating for Kilcommon at this juncture because, as I say, the game is up for them, and they're just going for, I suppose, that little bit of pride maybe that they might hit the net in the last couple of minutes, but it's going to be extremely difficult.
Mark Tighe takes it inside, out comes David Walker, a nice pass out to Dara Moroku flicks it across. They're still looking for that goal, a chance for Healy. She breaks and bobbles and bounces, and out she goes. Well, Peter Collins, the captain, is there. He batted that ball, it nearly hit the Elvery sign. There was certainly no goal going to go in the dying seconds. We have just gone over the 60-minute mark. This surely will be one of the last plays, John.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what amount of injury time is left, but on occasions like this you feel like, John Finn should, but he won't because you've allowed 30 seconds for every sub, but it's game over for sure.
Great catch back in there, free taken by Jaglan O'Moroku, but up into the sky went their inspirational captain Peter Collins and took it down and drove out, got the free. Kilchoman 1-7, Islandeady 2-11. In the driving seat, the West Mayo men. Islandeady coming out with the ball again, fast hands, ball kicked forward by Shamie Lally, but nobody at home now. They have everybody behind the ball in their own defence. The roadblock is up, and Kilchoman come on attack. Derek Moran out under the stand, flicks the ball inside to Dara Murphy. Inside she goes again. This time she goes into the man that has just scored, Adam O'Connor. He looks lively. A chance for Kilcommon. They have to get a goal. Right in around the house she goes. Alan Mills is in there. David Walker is in there. But again, the pace in that full back line. Out come Islandeady. They burst out 1-2 and off he goes again. Levi Barrett, a good player. Their defence has been rock solid all afternoon. Paul Cochrane now. There's going to be 4 minutes of extra time. Here's an opportunity. Well, we thought he wasn't on, but he seems to be still there. Healy is inside, but a great block. A wonderful, wonderful block by the goalkeeper. Brian O'Flaherty got down with his right foot. Justin Healy pulled the trigger, but a very good save.
It was a very good save, but Joe Mason, who just come back on the pitch, I missed him coming on after his black card. 10 minutes there in the sin bin, but it was he again who put it on the plate for their main man, Justin, and unfortunately for him, Brian O'Flaherty came out. I think he blocked it with his legs, but a shame in a way that their performance and their efforts probably deserve the goal.
A goal opportunity again, a flick forward, but O'Flaherty is there again. Good hands on this occasion. The flick came from David Walker. It was a good effort, but we know he's a good goalie and he saved it and no difficulty holding on to it. Kilchoman, well, it's late flurry for them. They know that the game is up, but they're going for a goal. They want to put some respectability on it. Across it comes again into Mark Tighe on this occasion. We know he's a lovely left leg. Mark Tighe again. Oh, that is a wonderful save by the goalkeeper. A great save, John. You've been impressed by him.
Yeah, that's a superb stop. In the last couple of moments there, he's handled every little bit of pressure that's come his way. A little bit lucky on one or two occasions, but that's a super save. He has been class. And just to remind the viewers again, I think he's just 18 years of age. There's a bright future for him. Big, strong unit, but that proves he's a great shot stopper, great free taker, and a big unit. And he's been impressive.
Yeah, well, he has kicked two, as I said. He's their second highest scorer, Declan O'Murrough, with this 45. Again, in around the house. Collins is there, an opportunity. Ball is bobbling. They pull on it, but inside there is lots of defenders, and I'm sure that they're going to come out with it, and off they come again, Islandeady. The halfway house in Islandeady. Well, she'll be rocking tonight. Off we go. Could Westport, another West Mayo team, bring home another trophy? Kilmina and Achill have bowed out already. Well, strange to see Derek O'Moore on the full forward down in their own half. Played across to his goalkeeper and out to his brother Brendan O'Moore. Out to the corner she goes. Out to Seamus Machatir. He has come on in the second half as well. Out there is Dara Joyce, and well, he's going to stand him up and slow him up. We're now gone over the 4 minutes, 21 seconds added on to the 4 minutes, and certainly there will be celebrations in the parish of Islandeady this afternoon. They have played extremely well, and it's their physicality, their height and their power that has got them over the line on this occasion. Joe Mason collects it, 4 defenders around him, tries to solo, lets a lovely pass off to Justin Healy. Healy looks at the goal, again Flaherty is there, down on his right hand side. Well, that's 4 or 5 really, really good saves in the last 5 minutes.
Well, I was wondering who might be man the match for this Islandeady performance, but in the last couple of moments, Brian O'Flaherty's put his hand up and said, "Hey, Mohan, I defy you, leave me out of the consideration," because he's been quite magnificent. That's a great save. He's proved he's, for a big unit to get down to his left here so brilliantly well. That's sheer class. Yeah,
he has been very, very impressive. A poor 45 from Declan Murphy, and Islandeady advance again. 2011 was the last time that they lifted the Pete McDonald Cup, and they certainly are in the driving seat here, and a good mark caught back there by the Chomain corner back, and plays it out again. Dara Murphy drives up again a high ball in, and out comes the defenders, and a good mark again, but they decide to play on. They'd like to finish with one final score. Islandeady holding on to possession now, keep ball. You can hear them saying Dara O'Malley plays it back to his other wing back, Levi Barrett back to Paul Corcoran on this occasion. He's been very impressive since he came in. The other substitute, well, he didn't start, Johnny Dial, he's on now, and almost Dublin-esque style, they're going to try and hold on to the Leroy for the last 30 seconds or minute. And John Finn has said, well, I have seen enough. A very, very good comprehensive victory for Islandeady. They dominated from start to finish. Their physicality proved crucial throughout. The final score, Kilchomain 1-7, Islandeady 2 goals and 11 points, John. Yeah, I mean, it was a polished performance from Islandeady. Very well managed and coached, obviously, and inspirational play in every single line. Full back line superbly. I mean, they had top class performances around the middle third, up front. They were always a score threat, and in Brian O'Flaherty they had a man of the match. I thought he was superb. It really embellished his reputation here with some top class saves in the second half, and particularly in the dying moments there. He really caught the eye with a top class performance. Kilcommon never really fired, with the exception of the likes of Joe Mason at number 6 centre half back. He was quite inspirational, gave them the leadership that they needed at vital times. Brendan O'Moore, for a man that you mentioned his age earlier on, and there is no, I suppose, benchmark for longevity and performance and class. He exuded great brilliance at times as well, but just Kilcommon, it didn't happen for them. No shame. They were beaten by a better side there today in Islandeady. They had lots of big performances. Islandeady are a big, strong, physical team, athletic team, and they had a
great performance. Darragh Joyce at full forward was an anchor for them all the time. He was an outlet. Those east-west runs, getting a lot of possession, and they played smart, intelligent football, controlled the game. And it's all about getting the game on your terms. In the start of the first half, they retained possession for about a minute and a half or 2 minutes and kicked a good score. Likewise, at the start of the second half, they didn't allow Kilcommon get back into the game. They kicked that early goal, and they just controlled and dictated the whole tempo of the game right to the end. A very polished performance from Islandeady. They're well capable of playing intermediate football and competing. So yeah, very, very, very much a great performance, and good luck to them. And as you said, there will be a party for sure in Islandeady tonight.
Certainly, John. I know you have mentioned Brian O'Flaherty. We're going to stay on air till the presentation takes place. Who else was in consideration for your man of the match?
I thought Peter Gordon at full back had a very polished performance. They had good performances all over. Peter Collins, I think 35 years of age, has been battling for this team for years, and to have a team so finely tuned requires leadership and individuals to put their hands up. The likes of Peter Collins has been battling away. It's a great day for him here today. He was certainly very, very good. Likewise, Shamie Lally at middle of the field. There were two big strong units, and that's a vital sector of the field to get a grip on. Islandeady controlled and dictated that. Kick-outs, they were competing for them, they were dictating, they were getting their bodies in. And in Darragh Joyce, they had a really, really good performer. Brendan Gibbons, when you needed someone to kick a point for you, and particularly there was one little cameo in the second half where he popped the ball over the Kilcommon defender, ran onto it and kicked a sweet point. Right around the park, Pat Carlin handled a sighted ball. I mentioned him in the first half. He was an outlet and played it nice and simple. He wasn't doing anything outrageous. He did kick one monster point. In fact, the first point from him was from a mark. He kicked a sweet point off the outside of his right foot. But right around the park, there was no weakness in the performances, and the subs that came on enhanced their performance. But for me, Brian O'Flaherty, and I think his performance in the last 10 minutes, but right throughout the game, he was kicking great scores, and he's certainly impressed, and he's one that if Kevin McStrain, I'm sure the Mayo management are here. There's been a concern. David Clark had left. There's also maybe chat about Robbie, is he good enough? But I tell you what, Brian O'Flaherty is a guy we're persevering with.
Yeah, John, presentation about commence. Peter Collins, of course, he will be a very, very proud Islandeady captain. The weather, John, here ahead of the senior football final, well, the dark clouds are gathering over Hastings Insurance McHale Park. Yeah,
I mean, unfortunately it's not heavy rain, but it's kind of that dirty, heavy mist that's wind assisted, and it's ugly. But I just got the impression, looking off to my right there, you would think that it might blow over. Let's hope it does, because we've 35-40 minutes before the start of the game. But just in relation to the championship so far, that was a good quality performance, and I thought it was a good game, entertaining game to watch for viewers that are watching on air here today. Your €10 was well spent, because I think that was an exciting game of football, albeit, I suppose the uncertainty of outcome had gone from it at an early stage in the second half. But full credit to Kilcommon. You mentioned, the difficulties it has in gathering them from all over Europe, and to be able to compete so brilliantly well as it did there today is a great testament to good work they're doing down there over the last number of years. It wasn't their day. They didn't manage to get their good performers firing today, and that's a testament and a credit to Islandeady. But great credit due for a good quality Junior A Championship final, and I suppose a great party time out in Islandeady in the halfway house.
They sure will, and if Westport win as well, they'll be both heading out the same road. Yeah. There'll be an early exodus, I'll tell you, from Hastings Insurance Park. I see Mike Finnerty coming up here. He's on commentary with John for the senior final. John, the weather, when we look to the senior final and just before the presentation, will that have an impact? Because if you look at the Ballina forwards, you have Max Stay in there and Dylan Thornton. They play that two-man full forward line, light forwards. On the Westport side, then you have Pat Lambert, and you have, Killian Kilkelly, I suppose, might start in there, or Connell Dawson. I suppose Kevin Kane could be that big anchor in there on the edge. But it will have an impact.
Oh, no question about it. The smaller, lighter guys hate this kind of weather, and I saw obviously both teams playing right throughout the championship. In fact, I think both teams, Ballina and Westport, played better football 6, 7, 8 weeks ago. Their semi-final performances were below what the standard you'd expect. And coming into this crucial stage, there will be a nervousness in both camps for sure. Like, I mean, Westport haven't got great experience of playing at this level. Ballina with their old tradition and experience, and I think they have a bigger, stronger, more physical team, Ballina that is, and they have a bigger bench. And when you talk about Mikey Murray, will he play, might he play, and look at the subs that they have on their bench, and now the talk about maybe Kieran Tracy and the likes of Ger Cafferty, they just seem to have that little bit more experience on their bench. But that said, get back to your original question. The rain is now bucketing down here. It's horrible, but hopefully it will have dissipated and passed over before the final starts, a senior final that is. But the likes of those light boys, the Lamberts and the McStays will hit this. They'll hit looking out and hearing that rain falling in the dressing room as they're waiting in the dressing room here.
Yeah, well, Peter Collins, he is certainly enjoying his moment in the spotlight. As John said, the celebrations will last long into the night and probably for a few days next week as well. He has been presented with the Pete McDonald Cup. I see Pat Jennings over there as well, of course, the proprietor of the TF Royal Hotel and Theatre, the sponsors of the Junior Championship. I think that's where we're going to leave it, John, to get it to draw breath, and Mike Finnerty to come on board. As I said, a very enjoyable Junior A football final. It finished here at Hastings Insurance Park. Chomain 1 goal and 7 points. Islandeady, the champions, 2 goals and 11.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the team of officials there today, John Finn and his officials. I think where we got a great game officiated today. There's respect shown, and I know the whole referee kind of thing it's in the main at the moment, but great job out there, John, and really big respect from both sides of things to you. Secondly, I'd like to thank the County Board for organising the competition. It ran this year with the League and Championship with games week in, week out, and I think the schedule, I think every team in the county would agree that it was ran in a lot better kind of way. I know I'd like to get to our open side of things. I'm looking back to last year, really. I'm going to start with last year, and I want to say that this project started maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I'd like to thank our previous management team, Declan Conway and Martin Feeney, for putting the groundwork, for putting the pieces together and starting it off. 2 huge club men, and big respect goes to them. Now we go to the present, our management team at the moment. Johnny Fitzgerald, he organises all the bits for us. He's OTT, our jerseys are lined out. And the dressing room before we go out, we want for nothing, always laid out for us there. I go into our medical team at the moment. I think you have to be very scared when they're very best to be injured, because the road job recovery gives you, you want to be really injured again, so I haven't got injured too much, I don't think any lads have, but thanks John for all your effort with the medical bag over here. We're going to take on to next man. We're going to learn our man with us at the start of the year. Anybody doesn't know, his name is Cormac Rowland. Cormac, steady right before we get into her. Until you get into her, Cormac. You met his champions today, and he drove us on. Very proud to be associated with Cormac, one man. Thanks very much, Cormac, for everything you did for the year. The main man himself, I want to thank, is this man. Everything's organised. He is things laid out for us all the way through. There's no